It's time for Waking Up with Wesley. Today's forecast and weather-wide discussion with WLOX First Alert Weather's senior meteorologist, Wesley Williams.
Waking Up with Wesley is sponsored by Exclusive Auto Brokers. For the best deals on wheels, visit Exclusive Auto Brokers on Beatline Road in Long Beach.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for waking up with Wesley. I'm senior meteorologist Wesley Williams. So we're getting off to a pretty nice start this morning, right? Have you stepped outside and felt it? It is fall feel in the air for you this Monday morning. And we're going to take a look at why this is happening and how cool it is and how long this type of feel that's drier is expected to last. So let's take you to the graphics. And as we take a look at the satellite and first alert radar map, you can see a lot of clear sky over the coast. And we do have some rain showers and storms out in the Gulf. And those rain showers and storms are where that front is located. Over the weekend, we had a cool front that moved in from the north. And it moved in from the north and actually passed right on down through the Mississippi coast. So that is why the air feels different today. We have dry air high pressure that is sitting off toward our northwest. And you know, with high pressure, which way does the wind circulate? Clockwise. So with that clockwise wind circulation around that high pressure, this is helping to pull cooler air in from the north. Temperatures across Mississippi have fallen compared to yesterday morning. We're finding temperatures in the 50s across the northern part of the state. So our neighbors in Oxford and Meridian, they're putting on long sleeve shirts this morning. It's almost in the 40s. It's 4 degrees away from the 40s in Meridian. So they're definitely not walking outside in short sleeves in the northern part of our state. That's how chilly things have gotten. Now here in South Mississippi, it's not quite as cool. Our temperatures are mainly in the 60s. There might be a few 50s sprinkled here and there. If we take a closer look at our 6 southernmost counties, about an hour ago, we had a temperature of 60 in Perkinston. That number has come up by 2 degrees because the sun has come up and that has warmed things up. So we're already past the coolest moment of the day, which was about 60 minutes ago. And the temperature numbers that you see there, just before 8 a.m., they are expected to continue increasing the later we go into the day. Now, you really find the coolest numbers generally to the north of Interstate 10. It's not because the interstate is some magic force field. It's just that based on the way where it's located, once you're north of that, you're farther away from what really matters, the warm water. So once you are south of I-10, you are closer to the warm water. And that's where we're finding the temperature is not as cool. I mean, it's still got some 60s in Long Beach, parts of Gulfport, Biloxi, not too far from Ocean Springs. You can see near Goshen, Pascagoula as well. But you really don't see more of those lower 60s until you go to the north of that, more inland. That once you get away from those warm waters, that's what allows those temperatures to cool off even more overnight into the early morning hours. But even though it is a cool morning, it's actually not going to stay cool all day. It will be a warm day. We are expecting high temperatures to reach the upper 80s by this afternoon. So we'll warm up. Even though this morning we've seen some 60s, we're about to go into the 70s in the next few hours as the sun helps to warm things up. And it will be a warm day with no rain and plenty of sun. But the big thing about today is the lower humidity. So that's what we are really noticing as far as a difference in the weather today. So even though it's a cool morning, once the cool morning's gone, the lower humidity will still stay this afternoon. And it would be nice to keep it for a good little while, but it looks like we only have one short day with lower humidity before we find muggier weather coming into the picture tomorrow. So we can take a look at the temperatures here. And like I said, this morning on the coast, it's upper 60s. Inland, it's middle and lower 60s for the next hour or so. And then we all will share the same upper 80s by this afternoon. I guess the hour just changed, so all the hours just moved. It's now, welcome to 8 a.m. It is now 8 a.m. And you can see again, as we go to the 9 o'clock hour, seeing 60s and lower 70s. But then once we go to the afternoon, we're all seeing those upper 80s. Here's a statewide temperature map. Shows a cool morning, 50s and 60s out the door, but then we see those 80s later today. Looks like the warmest part of the day right about there, right about 3 or 4 p.m. So looks like, you know, a pretty warm one. But I will say, if you find a nice comfortable spot, it makes all the difference. You see, 88 that we have this afternoon with lower humidity will actually feel nice as long as you're not in direct sunlight. If you're out there directly in the sun, 88, even with lower humidity, will make you sweat. But if you find a nice spot, maybe under an awning or a patio, you know, a covered porch, the shade of a tree, any spot that you can get out of the sun but still be outside, that is the perfect way to enjoy today's weather. And I think you'll come close to not even breaking a sweat, especially if you can get a little bit of a breeze to blow on you. If you stay in the shade, if you stay where you can get a little breeze to blow on you, that 88 is going to be an amazing type of thing that, like I said, it might not even make you break a sweat. So that's something to look forward to. But like I said, I don't think we're going to be able to hold on to it forever. You can take a look at these dew point numbers today, and we are finding all of that drier air coming in from the north and northeast. So our dew point numbers today are in the 50s. But if we fast forward to tomorrow, watch all of this green area over here. There's a lot more mugginess near South Alabama. That's going to begin to spread our way as we go from Monday to Tuesday. So there you can see by the time we get to Tuesday, it is much muggier. We'll go from dew points today in the 50s, which is pleasant, to dew points tomorrow, possibly in the 70s in some places along the coast, which is up 1, 2, 3 categories on our dew point scale. So it's going to be noticeably, if not significantly, muggier tomorrow. So that's why it's so important to enjoy it today. It will not be here tomorrow based on all indications that we can tell. The reason why we're going to see that increase is because there's actually a little rain disturbance sitting in the northeast Gulf. And as that rolls closer to us, it will increase the mugginess and it will actually give us a little bit of a rain chance. If you look at this map here, you can actually see that rain disturbance. It's just kind of sitting offshore of Florida, not really moving very much. But there's the front that is situated here. And if you look at the winds, you can see the swirl right here. That's that kind of rain disturbance. And that rain disturbance is going to ride from east to west along the frontal boundary. And as it does that, it's going to spread mugginess westward, and it will also spread rain chances westward too. We can take a look at the rain that's expected into the next 3 days. And you'll notice that as we make this larger on your screen, we don't really have much today. But then tomorrow, maybe a stray shower or storm. Notice, do we see most of that north of I-10 inland? Not really. We actually see it mostly near or south of I-10, and it will probably also be offshore as well. And then on Wednesday, there's hardly any rain. And so tomorrow, again, most areas probably won't get any rain, but even if you do, it doesn't look like a huge issue. And we do have a future cast that can time some of those rain chances out for you. So we'll take a look at that future cast now. All right, so there's a look at the future cast for, we're gonna do Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So today obviously is a nice and dry day. We've got that nice fall breeze coming in from the north, a lot of sunshine, no rain in sight for Monday. But if you take a look at Monday evening, you can already start to see the beginnings of some of those clouds that might have a few rain showers in them. They're going to be rolling in from the east. And watch that area as we go from Monday night to Tuesday. You can see some of those clouds do indeed carry some rain showers in them. And so somewhere in this zone, we might find some of those spotty showers and thunderstorms. The modeling wants to show most of this happening mainly offshore. So we'll see if that's how it actually plays out. But right now, the latest information shows it mainly offshore, some of it possibly brushing up along the coast. And that can be as early as tomorrow morning. So we do see the rain chance tomorrow increasing to about 30%. If we go through time, you'll notice that there still is some general area here where we could still see some spotty showers and storms on Tuesday afternoon. And then for Tuesday evening, we're still seeing this general area right about here as that disturbance continues to move toward the west, where we could see a few spotty showers and storms. Now, by the time we get to Wednesday, all of that will move away. That disturbance is now off the map. It's off into parts of Louisiana or areas west of us. So at this point in time, Wednesday, things are looking like they're a bit drier, and eventually we might have a little bit more high pressure try to move in later this week. And that could actually help to knock some of the humidity back down. So that's what we're looking at in the 7-day dew point trend. Today, it doesn't get any better than this. It's as pleasant as the air will ever be over the next 7 days, and it's probably some of the lowest humidity that we have seen since spring earlier this year. But once we go from today to tomorrow, you can see that we definitely increase that muggy factor. And we stay there on Wednesday, and then after Wednesday, maybe some high pressure, drier high pressure tries to get closer to us. That might help this dew point to kind of slightly drop from Wednesday into Thursday and beyond. We'll never return to the type of crisp air that we have today, but at least it won't be as muggy Thursday through the weekend as it is expected to be on Tuesday and on Wednesday. So we can put it all together for you in the 7-day forecast. And it looks like this, your Monday with a taste of fall. And we'll expect to see temperatures overnight into early tomorrow, only at 70 on the coast, but we could find some 60s inland. But probably not going to see those 70s, or lower 60s. We can take a quick look at that overnight temperature forecast. So here's a look at tonight, and notice after midnight, which is also known as Tuesday morning. We are expecting temperatures after midnight tonight to fall to about 70 on the coast, but inland areas after midnight could fall to the middle and upper 60s. So don't be surprised to wake up tomorrow to like 65, 66, 67 for areas that are inland and mainly to the north of I-10. But on the coast, if you're south of I-10, the best we'll be able to do might only be 70, maybe 69, maybe 68. So we're not expecting it to be as cool as we head into the overnight hours. And you do see that 10% chance for rain inland, 30% chance for rain on the coast. There could be a spotty shower or storm overnight into early Tuesday. I can show you what those rain chances look like hour by hour. Now this is for the coast. So today, 0. Tonight, we do see the increase from 0 before midnight to 20 to 30% after midnight. Again, that's on the coast. Inland, it's not going to be as high. And then for tomorrow, we can see that rain chance about 30% as the air turns muggier. Again, that's mainly along the coast where we're going to see those higher rain chances around 30%. Areas that are north of I-10 might only see that chance around 20% or less. And temperature-wise, once we get beyond Wednesday, when that drier high pressure tries to come in, that might make the afternoons just slightly hotter and the mornings just slightly less mild. So the numbers come up just a little bit. Your Thursday, Friday, Saturday high temperature might reach the lower 90s. Your Friday morning and Saturday morning low temperature might briefly hit the upper 60s for places along the coast. Well, that'll pretty much do it for today's edition of Waking Up with Wesley. I hope that you enjoyed this taste of fall that we have on Monday, and we'll see you again next time. Till then, take care.
Waking Up with Wesley has been sponsored by Exclusive Auto Brokers. For the best deals on wheels, visit Exclusive Auto Brokers on Beatline Road in Long Beach.